Hi friends, this is Ramaraju. In this training courses, I have 10 years experience. I taught so many programming languages like C, Java and Python. But this is my first training in online. I hope this online course will be helpful for you all guys. Um, Before start actual Python programming language course, first I want to give some brief introduction before learning this course. Why? Because while learning this course, you will have some idea and you get some interest, then you will enjoy while learning this course. Okay, now we will try to understand, you all try to understand. First one is uh, need of this course. In real time, where this course will be applied. Now first these two things first we try to understand, then we learn about actual Python. Before learning anything in your life, first we try to understand the need of that particular course. So mainly why we are learning this kind of courses means to develop software. To develop software. So before knowing about what is software, first I want to tell about some functionalities or useful or purpose of a software. If you take any example, for example, washing machine is one kind of electronical device. See, if you observe, as a human being, only start that washing machine, that is the work a particular human being must do. And remaining things, all things will be doing by machine itself. Machine itself only means there will be a software. Because of software that machine is having, that work is doing automatically by itself. Now, if any work is doing by itself automatically without help of human interaction or any person interaction is doing means with the help of or because of software only. So you came to know, I think you came to know, software is a automated process. In simple words, if I say, if you take any work which can do by human being, if that work is doing automatically by something, that is what software. So because of having software, whatever the work is doing by human being, that will be doing by the software. So this kind of software, if you want to develop, then we are learning this course. So in real time, there are so many different softwares you are using in real time. In that, to develop a software, we should know anyone this kind of programming language courses. Now, software, what actually it contains and what are the different things, group it as when we called final as a software. So software is not only used for only single purpose, it can be used for multiple purposes. Suppose if we take ATM machine or a mobile, for example, if I am taking ATM machine, so ATM machine is only not only for seeing balance inquiry. So one single ATM machine is used in different ways. Like we can deposit money and we can withdraw the money, or we can see our balance, or some other any mobile number updations, Aadhaar number updations, for passbook printing. So in different ways, one ATM machine can be useful for the normal users. In that software, so without having a ATM machine, without having any person or any employee, a normal user can perform their requirement things with the interaction with the system, ATM machine. So no one is there to help normal user. So automatically the process is going means that machine having some software. But that software is doing for multiple purposes, like one is deposit, and one more process, one more purpose is what? Withdraw, and one more purpose is what? Balance inquiry. Balance inquiry. And different purposes also we can use ATM machine. Right now just we discuss about on these three different usages of particular ATM machine software. Now if you see individually a deposit, a withdraw, balance inquiry. So these three are looking as a different, but finally these three become as a single, then we call it as a software. So finally these three collectively we call as what? Software. So ATM software. By seeing this picture, so these are individual what? These are individually we call as components. And in software terminology and in developing software terminology we call as individually, they are called as what? Program. So deposit is one program, withdraw is one program, balance inquiry is one what? One program. So these three programs are together as a one is finally become as a software. We can call it as a software. So now we can say what is software is, it is a collection of programs. It is a collection of programs. So a software can be used for multiple purposes. Here we are seeing this ATM software is used for deposit, withdraw, balance inquiry, and etc. Now, what is a program? What is program? Program is a set of instructions. Set of instructions. For this ATM software, deposit is one particular. It look like a particular task. A task or we call as a one work, or we can call as a process. So process or doing some work means for every work there are 2 points. One is starting point and ending point. This is what we call as what? One process. So for depositing money for in this ATM we are performing one specific task which is called deposit. From taking your input number and after that asking enter how much amount you want to deposit, on which account you want to deposit, and finally the amount will be deposited to the appropriate particular account person. So now whatever the things which I involved here one by one, they are called become as one program. So one by one step is called one instruction. So now deposit program contains multiple what? Instructions. So collectively these instructions are belongs to a particular program. So deposit program contains its belonging statements only. So that instructions perform starts the action or starts that particular program, and whatever the instructions which you have placed, based on that the process is going, and finally that particular program execution is completed means so successfully our money is deposited. Another withdraw function, withdraw task is there. So then this withdraw whatever the statements, instructions which we placed one by one, this is also called as another one small program. So collectively these programs become as a one is called as what? Software. So a software can contain different small programs. So each program contains a set of instructions. Now we will see how to develop a program. How to develop a program. As a learner, we should think about only to develop a program, not to think about software, because software is not contain only single program. Software can contain multiple number of programs. So now as a programmer or a learner, we should think about to develop a program. So how to develop a program means, why we are writing program is what? To transfer the instructions to the system, because already I said software is developed within the system only, not like that hardware hardware will be developing by using physically hands, because it is a tangible part, but software is a intangible part which we cannot touch and feel. So to develop software means with the help of system only we can develop. So to tell our requirements to the system, we should write a program. This means we are going to communicate with the system. Our requirements we are going to give to the system. So generally in real time, two different persons are communicating means they are using some language like Telugu, Hindi, English, Urdu, Oriya, etc. So as a communication channel, that particular language is using to different persons to communicate with each other. If one person saying something that is understand by other person, then only that other person can respond to the other person. Here also as a programmer, you have some idea to write one program which is part of the software. For that we should know one programming language, one language. Here we are using language to communicate with the system. Generally in real life we are using natural language, they are using for to communicate between the persons. After learning any language, we can write or develop small programs. That languages are called as that programming languages are called as a language which is used to develop program is called programming language. So generally we have Telugu, English, Hindi, they are not called as programming language because they are not using for to develop programs to interact with the system. But here we are learning that language is used to develop program. That's why these languages are called as programming language. So why we are using programming language is what? Whatever the requirements, whatever we have idea to develop a particular software, so to transfer our requirements to the system, for that we are using one programming language. So that's why it is act as a communication channel between the programmer and system. Next, in this ATM software, if you see these individual units, we said already, individual units are called as programs. Okay. For this programming language, we are going to learn one programming language is what? Python programming language. So actual Python programming language we will see in next sessions. One more important thing as a learner you must keep in your mind is what? While writing a program, a programmer on what basis write a program? You are developing a software of any kind of software, that is a secondary thing, but whether you are writing a small program or big program, as a student or as a programmer, you must keep in your mind some points which I want to discuss now, that are what basic idea while writing program. A programmer should have a basic idea while writing a program, that is, first software, we don't think about software, just you think about program. Program contains what? Already said what? Set of instructions. So from starting onwards that to start that work, and finally that work is ending. So in meanwhile, whatever the steps which followed to complete that particular task, they are all called what? Set of instructions. So here, as a programmer, we have some basic idea while writing a program. That is, if you take this example only again, ATM machine, when entering into the ATM machine room, from that onwards means screen displaying some message like welcome to our bank. From that point and end of your operation means which you want to do, which you have requirement on that particular time, after the completion of your process, before relieving that room, whatever the things which are done, first you observe. From starting you get message like welcome to our bank. See, that message is displaying means there is no person to display that message on the screen. Because of displaying that message is there is a one program to display that message. So to display that message, that machine content software. In that software again the small part is written to display that message. So that small component is called what? Program. So we can say as a it is a wish kind of program. Wish, like deposit we have program, like it is a wish program. So that program main task is what? To displaying the message on the screen when a new customer entering a room into the entering room. After it asks swipe or it asks ATM card to insert. So that message also displaying because of one program only. See, you whatever the content you are seeing on the screen, that will be displayed means before that it is processed or it is executed of one program. Because of processed one program, that result will be generated on the screen. So to generate the screen on the screen, whatever the content we are seeing, that are all the things involving in the program one. So first you already seen welcome to our bank. So that message is displaying means you have you used that message letters or words sentence in your program. So what you involved in your program? Welcome to our bank. So this is what actually we call as data. So data can be represented in different ways. Here data is represented in the form of characters. So welcome to our bank. So this data you want to display on the user's ATM screen. So you must write a program. In that program you focus on this data. What? Welcome to our bank. Next, you want to ask your customer PIN number. Again, enter your PIN number. That message also displayed because of one program only. In that program, again you written one instruction like enter your PIN number. So enter your PIN number is what? Again data. So you focusing on what? Data. Next, that customer enters some PIN number. Again PIN number is what? Again data, like 1 2 3 4. Now before starting that processing, or either it is a withdraw or balance inquiry deposit, first that given in input PIN number is correct or not, we should verify as a programmer. So whether it is correct or not, for writing that program also we should include what? Data. What? That 1 2 3 4, the whatever the data is given by the customer, that is correct or not, that could be checked by the program only. See here also in this program also we are focusing on the what? Data. So welcome to our bank, enter your PIN number 1 2 3 4. After it will ask enter amount to deposit. So again it is asking message which is the part of the deposit program. So in deposit program it will ask your amount which you want to deposit. Finally, after amount deposited, your balance data will be updated. Must be updated or not? Yes, because before your balance is 2000, after depositing 5000 your balance will be updated with 7000. See, some background processings also happening at background side. See, we are not seeing that how that balance will be updating, how that is updating by performing some addition. So that also processing at background, they are also working because of have written program. So there also you focused in that program what? Again data. Previous balance data how much, and current amount you want to deposit amount, that is also data. Here the data is in the form of again decimals. See, data is referred as different, represented in different ways. Welcome to our bank. This is what string characters. Again 1 2 3 4 pin number is one kind of number, and the balance after successfully deposit your balance is shown on your screen, like some decimals, 5000.13 paisa, like that it is showing. So here you came to know one important thing is, as a programmer, while writing a program, at any kind of program you always involved or focused the data in the program. So whatever the program you want to write, that program operates on what? Data only. Whether that data you want to print on the screen, you want to display on the screen, or if that data are using at background level. So whatever the program in you are writing, in that you focus only on the data. So why? Because I am saying this thing, while writing a program, you think about only while writing a simple program, what actually are involved in this program. Like that, you have to ask yourself. For example, I want to display on the screen. What actually we want to display means some welcome. That welcome also is what? Some data. The data, if you involved in the program only, then only it displays the on the screen. If you add two numbers or if you subtract two numbers as per requirement of that particular program, so that addition or subtraction, whatever the operations are doing, based that performs upon the data only. See again, whatever the program you are going to write, you always access the or in focused or involved the data in your program, whether it is simple program or largest program. Some programs are processing at background level, some program, because of some programs are displaying directly, which can you see by normal end users. Okay, so here one point you must I hope you understood. As a programmer, while writing a simple program, in your mind should be what data actually I focused in that a particular program. At any situation, at any type of program in a software which you want to develop, there you are involving some data only. So data can be referred as in different ways. After receipt, see, in ATM only, after successfully deposited or withdraw money, you get some receipt. You see on that receipt, there no person is there to print everything on the paper. Again, your program only, whatever the program is developed for only at that particular task, what to printing the receipt or to print some content on the paper. That is also one another kind of program, like we have deposit, withdraw, balance inquiry. Okay, that particular printing program, again, what in that receipt contains, that bank name, then your account number, your name, next your deposit money, how much, and finally what balance is now right now in that account. See again, in this program also involved what data? Well, your bank name, that is what one kind of data, characters. Again, your account number, that is one kind of number, and your name, again it is one kind of letters. Your balance and decimal numbers, and how much money you deposit, that is also decimal number. So data can be referred in different represented in different ways. Data can be video, data can be mp3 file, data can be image file. So as per your requirement, in every program, in one single line, we always include or involve data only. So this is what a programmer or a trainer, a learner of any programming language keep these points in their mind, in your minds, while writing a program. It will be very helpful, and you all can enjoy this course while learning this course. So in next sessions, we will see, I will start actual Python. And one more point is, here no need any prior experience to learn this course. Like you don't have knowledge on C or Java. This is completely I designed especially for those who are not any previous or any prior language experience, because I started from scratch. So we will see, we will meet in next class. Okay, thank you.